In my previous video, I discussed how to create a Windows Forms application using Visual Studio 2010. Now, in this application and all following applications, I'm going to discuss Windows Forms controls one by one and how to use them in your Windows Forms applications. So let's start by creating a new project. So what I do is File, select New Project. When you select New Project, I'm going to call this application Button Control Sample. What I'm going to do in this project, I'm going to show you how to use the button control in your Windows Forms applications. So if you look at this, by default the form is actually centralized. So to create a button control in a Windows Forms application, you simply select the button control in your toolbox and drag and drop to the form. When you drag and drop to the form, you will see the button control is added with default properties where text says button 1. Now if you do want to change the properties of this button control, there's a properties window right here. What you can do is now if you have worked with Windows Forms applications prior to this Visual Studio 2010 in .NET Framework 4.0, there are several new features added, new properties added, new methods added to these Windows Forms control, and all the changes are really pretty cool. So in this purpose of this project is to show you how to use a button control in some of the major properties. So first thing I do like to do in my projects is I usually change the name of the button control. So I call it Click Me Button. What you can do is there are different ways to view these properties. You can sort them alphabetically, or you can categorize them. So if I categorize them, you will see they can be minimized and maximized based on their category. So as you can see from here, accessibility, appearance, behavior, data, design, focus, and layout. So let's start with the layout. In layout you can see anchor, auto size, docking. So if you want to change docking to centralized, this will fill the whole form. If you want to say okay, dock to top, it will only fill the top area. Same thing with bottom, same thing with left and right side. I would change to none. Right now I really do not want docking. Location tells you where the location of this button is on the form. And then we have, you can also restrict the size of a button control by setting maximum size and minimum size of the button control. So that's layout. Now let's go to appearance. In appearance you can see there's a background, back color and background. Back color is basically background color of the button. So I change background color to say chocolate, or I like say this color, orange. Now you can also change background color as a background image. If you go to image, what it will do is it will actually ask you to import images in local resources. So what I can really do is import any image from my image gallery, and let's say let's call some of these India pictures. They look pretty cool. How about the Taj Mahal? That's pretty cool. Alright, so I did import Taj Mahal. This picture is pretty big, so you can't really see, but as you can see, as you increase the size of the button control, you will see the picture in there. Now you can change let's change this to say center. They have all other background image properties. You can stretch them. Let's pick a actually different image. This is just too big. This is just too big. let's pick this one. Okay, you can see this is my button control right here, and you can change text. Let's go one by one. So flat appearance is for then you have flat style, standard button style, it can be pop-up button, flat style. I do like flat style. And foreground color basically for the text, so you can say give me maroon. And then I'm going to change the font. You can either click on this, it will bring the font dialog box for you, where you can select any font, say Georgia, bold, size say 14, or you can also expand this from here, and where you can select anything you want to type by hand as well. Italic, say make it true. So I'm going to remove the background image because you can't really see the effects right now. So I go there, and okay, now you can see the property changes to the button control. You can also align images, align text. If you feel like, okay, you want to start your text with top, bottom, you can do all that. This feature is actually pretty cool, because I remember I was having hard time in previous version of Windows Forms setting the button at the top like this one, and when the size, actually the height of the button was bigger than the actual text. So there are so many pretty cool properties have been added to these controls. And again, these properties are not just added to the button control, they have been added to all of the control in Windows Forms. So, and then there are more properties here. You can, these are general properties, and data binding is there, design is here, but these were basically the major properties. So let's go back to our toolbox. What I'm going to do actually here is I'm actually going to add few more controls to the button control, this form, so we can test our click event functionality. So button control, you usually use button control when you need something like say you want to click something and you want to take some action on that click. So let's quick add a text box control to this form. And on button click event, you can go back to your properties. You can right click and say properties. If you look at this lightning events, you will see all the events related to this one control, specifically so our goal basically either mouse click or click. I'm gonna double click on this. If you double click on that, what happens is default click event handler is added to your code. What I'm going to do here is on this click event handler is I'm going to display a message box, and in message box I'm going to display the data whatever is from Textbox 1. So whatever you enter that Textbox 1, when you click the button, I'm going to display as a message box. So F5, if you hit F5, it will build and run your project. So this is how my form look like. So I'm going to type something here, hello button. If you click the button, you will see a message box saying hello button appears on the screen. So to summarize this, there has been a lot of new properties have been added to Windows Forms control, and this was our simple demo for button control. Now I'm going to keep continuing this series, and next I'm going to discuss the text box and then other Windows Forms control. Till then, see you.